Hi, good morning, class 6. How are you? Hi, Sunflower. Hi, Siddhi. Hi, Ayushi. Divyanshu, drummer boy. Pratik. Pratik. Yes, I remembered your name. And we have Faiz. Akhtar, a belated wish you a happy Eid. Eid Mubarak. Belated, sorry. I'm late to wish you. And rest of the guys in class, Siddhant and Nishant and Nitin and whoever and all are there. Wish you all best of luck. Shreya, the Bharat Mata, how are you doing? I hope you guys are doing fine. Okay, we are going to start a new lesson today, but before that, we'll be doing early humans too. Okay, so that will be on page 17. We'll start. But before that, I want to just tell you the question answers which was there. I want to discuss it of the chapter earlier. Okay, like I want to discuss the tick the correct answers one. In early stages, humans were dash and nomads. What were they? They were. The correct answer is A, hunter and gatherers. Explanation is, in the early stages, humans traveled from one place to another in search of food, water, and shelter. They hunted wild animals, gathered fruits, seeds, nuts on which they survived. And so the number 2 is, of the correct answer, stone tools of dash stone age are called microliths. Is it old, new, middle, India? The correct answer is C, middle. Okay, the middle stone age are called the microliths. What is the reason for it? The middle age lasted from 10,000 BC to 8,000 BC and is also known as Mesolithic age. The stone tools of this age, microliths, were smaller, sharper and more efficient than those of the early Paleolithic age. As it's been given in the links also, you must have seen, today's Tuesday, you must have seen on the Thursday's links, you must have seen it. It was really very helpful. I liked the links also. I watched it through. The number 3 is dash, a type of stone, was widely used for making tools and weapons. Options are limestone, flint, marble, shale. What is the answer? The answer is B, flint. Flint could be molded into shape because they easily chip. Therefore, the stone was used by early humans to make crude stone tools for specific needs. Number 4. One of the greatest discoveries made by early humans was of A, painting, B, tool making, C, hunting, and D is fire. The correct option is D, fire. The way fire was discovered is not known. It could it could be only assumed that early humans rubbed two flint stones together and sparks fell on dry leaves to produce flames. It provided light, warmth and was used to cook food. Therefore, the discovery of fire was one of the most significant discoveries in ancient times. Okay. Then we have 5. Bhimbetka in dash is famous for prehistoric cave paintings. Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Odisha. So we have the option B is the correct answer, that is Madhya Pradesh. I have told you earlier also. The early human beings used to paint on walls of the caves to express their feelings, thoughts and also reflect their surrounding environment. These type of paintings also have been found in Bhimbetka in Madhya Pradesh. The paintings had been done using water and some sticky substance such as raisins from the tree. Okay. Then we have the activities that were performed in early stages. So let's go to that part. Activities performed to the early stages. We'll go to that part. Okay. Activities, tick the activities that were performed by early humans, cross out the ones which were not. Making fire, hunting animals, writing on clay tablets, chopping meat, surfing the internet, watching television, making tools of stone, reading books, Skinning animals, painting on cave walls. Answer is C of this one. From the given table, following were activities that was performed by early humans. Hear me carefully, because I am not going to type it and give this to you. This you have to do on yourself. Making fire, hunting animals. That's number 1 is making fire. 2 is hunting animals. 4 is chopping meat. 7 is make tools of stone. Number 9 is skinning animals. Number 10 is painting on cave walls. So we have number 1, 2, 4, 7, 9, 10. That makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Okay? Is it cool? Why were early humans always on the move? All these answers I have given there on the book, and if I want, I am going to send you a PDF also, including all the answers. Okay? So we are done till here for the last chapter 1, 2, and now we are going to go to chapter 3. Okay, so we want to start chapter 3. It's all about early humans again, the part 2, in which it states, after leading a nomadic life for thousands of years, humans gradually began to settle down to live in one place. Okay, and this process started about 10,000 years ago during the new Stone Age. Many new developments during this time changed the course of life of the early humans. So I am going to first explain you some things about this chapter, and after that I will go in details. See, we cannot just speed through. In the school also we are not able to do it so fast. Last year I didn't get time because I had joined very late, and I had come in July, so I didn't get time, but that too I finished your course and your syllabus. You were able to do it. You all scored also good marks. You all are good guys. But the issue is, this time also because of the lockdown, we are stuck. We are not able to go ahead with it just because, but we have this source, this media source which is there, which I am able to get in touch with you. At least at least if you watch my videos and go through your book, we are on the same page. And secondly, that I am publishing, I am putting up everything on your web site, where on the downloads you can get everything. All help you need, I am giving it to you. You have to just scroll through it and write it down once and study it. That's all, and you will be perfect in it. You don't have to worry about that, but you have to understand it yourself. Now, however, if you don't understand something, when the school opens, obviously whatever questions you have, I am going to solve it. So you don't have to worry at all. Okay, so don't take tension. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. You just do your work. Okay, so can we start early humans then? Okay, fine. So let's go to early humans. Now, what do we know about the early humans? What can we say something about the early humans? It was the dawn of agriculture, the starting of agriculture. Okay. Agriculture actually likely began during the Neolithic era, before roughly 9000 BCE, when polished stone tools were developed and the last ice age ended. Ice age I am not talking about here because I don't have any issues of ice age here. Then you will say, sir is going in a different mode. Okay, like we have archaeological evidences of pit houses, burials, paintings, northwest Paleolithic age, 6000 years ago, so that's the copper stone age. We'll come to that, but I am on the 10,000 years back, or rather 9,000 years back I am saying. Okay, so historians have found out many theories about why many societies switched from hunting and foraging to settle into agriculture. From hunters and gatherers, they started doing agriculture to take care of themselves. Okay, one of these theories, actually it led to production, greater production, led to a greater population. So actually during this, when the food was coming and people were staying, production also, population was growing, people were growing. Not everyone needed to focus on food production, which led to specialization on labor and complex societies. What did I mean to say? That suppose the food is there, now the agriculture is going on, but they didn't want to focus. As population was also more, they led when their food was there already, so they didn't have to worry anymore. So they started putting their brain into labor and more complex societies how to get ahead in it. Okay. So what is all this Neolithic revolution about? That we have to understand first, and then we'll come to know what is actually the gist of it. We'll come to know what is actually happening. Okay. Is it clear? Very good. So we'll now, what was the world before agriculture? Isn't it? There was a world before agriculture. What they were hunting for food. We have no evidence that our ancestors had agriculture, but we believe that they strictly hunted and foraged for food. There were times when they had a big kill and had more food, and they knew what to do with it. There were other times when they overfished or hunted and they didn't know how many days it would be until their next meal. Isn't it? If they didn't find food, they or their families would starve sometimes. Even when there was no food, it might take miles for walking to find it. Hunters and gatherers, nomads, this place to that place, they had to move around, isn't it? So for many of these pre-agricultural societies, a good bit of energy went into just getting more energy. In other words, food to keep going and reproduce. In this, they started somehow putting in their energy into it. When they started seeing that they are getting food back, okay, so this went inside their brain that see, we are hunting and gathering, and sometimes we are hunting a big kill, and sometimes we are not hunting a big kill. Suppose if they hunt a big kill, they know how to keep it. They are going to they are going to keep it for a longer period, and they can eat it for 2-3 days. Sometimes if it's a big kill, if they kill something big, they are going to eat it for 5 days or 6 days. Either they are eating rotten meat or eating cooked meat, because that time the fire also was generally not there. But they invented the fire, but we don't know, did they burn the fire for eating or not, we didn't know, or to just keeping this house. So things are very natural in while we think during what was the condition of those people at that time. Remember, I told you that boy traveling by train, and suddenly he thinks when the trees are passing by, how did people move around? Now, suppose today they have hunted one place, they got food, fine, okay, very good. They ate today, everyone ate, that 50 people ate. But next day also food is there, they ate, okay, fine. Now what will happen on the third day? The senior guys like me, or like people, more aged people, they can, or the ones which are healthy and strong, they can somehow manage for another day. But what about the children? How will they manage? Sometimes children died, isn't it? Someone still also, people who don't get food to eat, they die here also. At this moment, at this era also, people are dying without eating. Somalia and Africa, we have Kalahandi in Odisha, people are dying without food. They are getting infected. Malnutrition means there is no nutrition, no nutritious food to go inside to keep you alive. So what happened? 3 days they eat food, someone died, someone left. All the elderly people are also dying because not of food. Again they have to walk. They need water also. We didn't know how they carried water also. Or they had to go and drink. They didn't drink with glass or a mug or a cup or from your water bottle like you sip the water from your water bottle. It was not like that also. Sometimes they had to walk along far away. 7-8 days they are walking, no food. Either they are getting some fruits or some nuts. It depends upon which area of the jungle they are. It was quite a tough life. Even if we think that fine, there were people ago, they were very useful, they used to go around, they had no work, but they had to hunt and gather. Today on the phone, you order your grocery shop, okay, please send me this thing, they'll send it to you. You go to Big Bazaar, go around with your trolley, buy and come back, you are gathering your food. But your father is hunting, or your grandfather had hunted, or someone else is, the senior person in your house is hunting, in the sense working to get this back. The farming issue which has come in, you have stock for the whole year, for one full season. So where did this farming come from the past? It is as simple as that. So when the farming is there, so you are rest assured, if your farming harvest is good, you are rest assured full year, I have got no tension of rice, I have got no tension of oil, I have got no tension of this, and rest on the seasonal, whatever vegetables are going to come, I will come. Onions, you have garlic, you have potatoes, everything is growing here. So they diverted that mind from there when they came to know that this is a good thing, we don't have to go around places to find food. Now let's start this farming. Whatever was farming, whatever they farmed, we don't know still. We'll gradually come to know what farming they did. Okay, so that's how they put their brain into farming and they stopped moving around. How did we come to know they stopped moving around? Because we didn't find people any more things of their stone tools anywhere. We found it in a specific place. One of the places are Bhimbetka also in Madhya Pradesh in India. Okay, so I'll keep it till here in this video and I'll come back in the next video. Okay, bye bye. See you soon.